of different things to try and broaden their skills, experience, or earn money, because that's innovative. It's about being entrepreneurial. And if you're in HR, it's not just, as I said before, about the people side of things. It is about applying it to the business, whatever that business might be. So evidence of kind of commerciality or drive and ambition, I think, is important.
Depends on the role I'm looking for. I think the experience that the person's got, the different breadths of experience, have they done something that's relevant to what I'm looking for? Or I can see a spark of curiosity because they've tried varying different elements, if that makes sense.
First and foremost, I'm looking for the ability to translate what you've done. So I see a lot of CVs that we love throwing buzzwords around. We love talking about we've implemented a performance management process, but I need the CV to tell me why and what was the outcome, because otherwise we just, we can all introduce a shopping list and a suite of initiatives into an organization. I'm trying to understand what was the problem that made you as a professional determine that was the right solution, and how do you demonstrate that the solution then had the impact you wanted it to. So I'm looking for that journey.
So I'm looking very much for the why you've done what you've done, and then how you've done what you've done. I'm less concerned about the what, because I think if you get the right attitude and the right approach to problem solving, you can teach the skills to anybody. So to me, it's the why have you done what you've done, and so why should I hire you? So when I'm looking at a CV, I'm not simply looking at the 2-page document that they put together. I'm very keen on what somebody's put in the covering letter, and I'm interested to see their what's driving them to do that. Why have they, is it a matter of they've just pressed a button and said send when they're replying to me, or have they sat down and thought, actually, this business shares my goals, my values, and I've done similar before, and this is why I did that and what I can bring to the business as a result of that. So I'm looking for somebody who's made the links as part of it, and is not just sending me a cookie cutter CV.
Sound, steady progress. It's always a positive for me if I see that someone's been promoted within an organisation that they're in, because they're being recognised by people who are working with them. So that's always a positive for me. I think we live in a world now where people do move jobs quite often, and I think the impact of the pandemic might mean that people, have had to move jobs when they might not otherwise. So try to be a bit more open with my thought processes around their career history, certainly at the current time. And also, what other learning have they done in the area? What courses have they been on? Are they looking at webinars? Have they done some academic learning? Those are the types of things that I look for.
So people often put a list of the things that they've done, but not the impact that it's had. So people will say, save the organisation £2.5 million. But how? And what impact did it have? Financial acumen, understanding the business finance and the salary costs that you're representing, all that type of thing is really critical. It's something that HR colleagues often don't really have a good grasp of.
Great HR person, it's about them as an individual and their personality. So I'd look for someone who had really varied experience in different industries. And I also think someone who has, I don't know, when they were doing a Saturday job or something, those customer service skills, if you were someone just starting out, because we're about people, we need to talk to people. So it would be those the people skills, really, the communication, the customer service, and just being quite varied, and I've been, having a bit more about them just than the academics for me.
Experience, basically. So at whatever level it is, so whether it's HR experience, whether it's systems experience, whether it's process experience, really it's very, very hard to be a youngster who had, unless it's a trainee position, and I've got an apprentice at the moment, she's come in with nothing, she is fantastic, but we've taken her on that basis, and she's just thirsty to learn and to build it up. But it's back to what I said, if you're not hiring a trainee, you need people who can come in and, you know, immediately give something. So it is about experience.
Okay, this depends on the sector you're working at. Obviously, at the moment, I'm working for in dentistry for Colosseum Dental Group, and we got a multi-site business. So definitely, for that part of for this type of for a role that would be an HR business partner role, I would look for understanding of a working in multi-site business before. It's very different.